and I'd like to welcome you to this presentation on the KnowledgeSync Alerts and Workflow solution. This presentation will last approximately 20 minutes. Now, the current presentation, we will discuss the components of KnowledgeSync, how clients are utilizing this solution, as well as how the product is licensed and priced. After watching this presentation, we strongly recommend that you also view the KnowledgeSync product demonstration. Now, before we proceed with the current session, it's worth mentioning that KnowledgeSync is designed to be an enterprise-wide monitoring and response solution. As such, it works with all of your business applications: ERP, CRM, human resources, customer service, help desk, and so on. But for this particular presentation, we needed to select just a single application that we are going to showcase KnowledgeSync's capabilities with. And as such, we have chosen an accounting or manufacturing or ERP solution for this presentation. So let's get right into it. I'd like to start out by asking you to ask yourself, during your everyday business activities, have you ever felt like saying, if only we had known? If only we had known that a particular client was so far past due, we would have started collections from them a lot sooner. If only we had known that a particular lease or contract was about to expire within the next week, we would have renewed it. If only we had known that a particular good customer of ours had stopped buying from us or had changed their buying habits, we would have followed up with them sooner. It is this concept of if only we had known that directly correlates to the cost of not knowing. So consider the following example. You might have net 30-day terms with your customers. That is, they typically pay off their invoices within 30 days of receipt. However, now you find yourself in the middle of a month, and you might have a customer who has let their receivables build up a bit, $20,000, $25,000, or $30,000, that's now approaching 45 days old. But you don't know about them. Why? Because you wait until the end of your month to run your AR aging report. So it's quite possible that between now and the end of the month, this customer places another order with you. You ship out product or deliver the corresponding services to them. And when the end of the month does roll around, when you do finally run and start reviewing that AR aging report, you find out that this client is really severely past due. Now, best case scenario, this client is using you as their personal lending institution. You're floating them a loan for some $55,000 or so. And obviously, the worst case scenario is if this client shuts their doors, they go out of business, you're left having to write off some $55,000 worth of bad debt. So what is it that you want to do, that you need to do in order to address a situation like this? Well, as soon as a client becomes past due, whether it's a dollar value, number of days, combination, or even other criteria, you trigger automated alerts. Alerts to the salesperson responsible for this client, alerts to your finance department, etc. You might also wish to automatically resend client copies of their overdue invoices or even their statement. And before allowing another order to be placed for this customer, the customer is automatically placed on credit hold. And instead of waiting for the end of the month to run your AR aging report, you configure that report to be automatically generated and delivered whenever a client's receivables balance reaches a certain critical mass. These types of capabilities are what is made possible through the KnowledgeSync Alerts and Workflow solution. We tend to refer to a solution like this as enabling a data-driven ERP solution, or another way of looking at it is to say that you're giving your ERP data a voice. In fact, if you walk into a lot of managers' offices these days, what you see are their desks piled high with reports. And those managers or executives are tasked with wading through those reports to look for the occasional exceptions, the proverbial couple of needles in the haystack. Unfortunately, most people do not have enough hours in the day to review all of that paperwork. So what you need is a way to automatically identify what information you need to know about and to have that information automatically delivered to you, as that is what enables a data-driven ERP solution. Such a solution is made possible courtesy of KnowledgeSync Alerts and Workflow. KnowledgeSync has been around for over 13 years, since 1999, and you can see the statistics for yourself in terms of number of customers, partners, etc. And over the years, KnowledgeSync has been in business. It's been the recipient of numerous awards and commendations, including Forbes, an organization who know a thing or two about business, giving KnowledgeSync their commendation for top productivity enhancing tool. So let's talk a bit more about this solution. KnowledgeSync consists of 3 tiers of capabilities, starting with the ability to monitor and trigger alerts about critical conditions within your business data, proceeding down to Tier 2, which is the ability to automatically generate and deliver relevant forms, documents, and analytical reports, and finishing at Tier 3 with the ability to auto-execute intelligent workflow, such as identifying a customer who's past due and automatically putting them on credit hold. Let's now drill down into each of these tiers. KnowledgeSync starts out by monitoring your ERP, or accounting and manufacturing application, for an unlimited number of conditions. And that last phrase is worth repeating, an unlimited number of conditions, such as invoices that are overdue for payment, inventory items that are approaching their reorder level, or customers who have changed their buying habits. And it's important to note with an ERP solution that KnowledgeSync can monitor all of the data in that solution, not just the accounting or financial details. However, as I mentioned at the start of this presentation, KnowledgeSync is an enterprise-wide monitoring and response solution. So that gives it the ability to also monitor your other front office and back office applications, such as monitoring the data in a sales or CRM application, such as identifying any sales opportunities that have not been followed up on within the last 2, 3, or more days. KnowledgeSync can also monitor your customer service or help desk system for such things as too many calls assigned to a single support rep, or perhaps individual calls that have been opened without a response for more than a certain number of hours. And of course, let's not forget about monitoring also the information in your HR or human resources solution. It's also worth noting that in addition to monitoring your various business applications, KnowledgeSync has the ability to monitor the content of incoming email. For example, if your organization has generic email accounts such as info@yourcompany.com or sales@ or finance@, if your company has a website where you allow visitors to fill out forms, request information, ask for product literature, etc., I always like to ask, whose job is it to respond to those requests? Whose job is it to monitor that incoming email? If that's a process that's currently being done manually, I would strongly advocate that you look at automating that process. Now, I've mentioned how KnowledgeSync can monitor the data in various business applications. It's also worth noting that KnowledgeSync can monitor conditions between multiple applications. So if you've got a sales or CRM application and also an accounting or ERP solution, how nice would it be to have an automated alert whenever one of your sales reps enters a new sales opportunity in your CRM or sales application for a customer who's on credit hold or who has overdue invoices within your ERP or accounting solution. Now, KnowledgeSync also has a couple of minor monitoring capabilities. The first of those, on the middle right of this slide, refers to monitoring the operating system, looking for conditions such as low disk space on your database server, or looking for one of your users who has let their Microsoft Outlook email box completely fill up. And over on the left-hand side, KnowledgeSync offers a unique capability called delivery monitoring. You know, an alert is only as good as its ability to reach its intended recipient. If you've got an invalid email address or an invalid mobile or cell phone number, KnowledgeSync can detect that and automatically perform alert failover, notifying a secondary or tertiary recipient if the primary person is not reachable. Now, I've talked about sending alerts, so it's worth mentioning how those alerts can be sent out via pretty much any device you can imagine, mobile device or cell phone, via email, via text message, fax, screen pop or instant message, or even social networks such as Twitter. And here we've got an example of some of KnowledgeSync's more advanced alert delivery methods, including up at the top left, instant message. Down at the bottom center, a dynamically created web page that in this particular case shows us customers' outstanding sales opportunities from our sales or CRM application with the customer's current financial details from our accounting or ERP solution. And up at the top right, we have an example of KnowledgeSync's graphic alerts capability. But let's move on to talk about the final two components of the KnowledgeSync solution. The first of those is the ability for KnowledgeSync to automatically trigger, generate, and deliver relevant forms, documents, or crystal reports. For example, wouldn't it be nice to have a way to automatically send a customer a copy of their invoice or statement in PDF format when that customer becomes overdue? KnowledgeSync can automate that process. However, you undoubtedly already have analytical reports such as an AR aging report, a stock status report, a check reconciliation report, and those reports need to get generated and delivered on a periodic or recurring basis. KnowledgeSync can do that. Whether the reports run daily, weekly, monthly, the first or last day of the month, every report, every form and document that your organization relies upon can be automatically generated and delivered by the KnowledgeSync solution. Which brings us to the final component in KnowledgeSync, referred to as its workflow module. Many of our clients refer to this as the ability to perform triggered updates. And I gave an example of this earlier. If a client becomes very past due in terms of number of days or dollar value, how about having KnowledgeSync automatically go into your ERP solution and put that customer on credit hold? Or perhaps when a new sales order is placed in your ERP solution, you'd like KnowledgeSync to take the details about that order and transfer those details to another application, perhaps a sales or CRM solution. KnowledgeSync includes a wide variety of workflow capabilities, some of which are wizard-driven and some of which are programmatic in nature. We'll touch upon those when we get into the product demonstration. Now, before we talk about licensing and pricing and wrap up this particular session, I'd like to focus on one particular customer, an organization known as Toyo, Inc. Among the challenges faced by Toyo, Inc. was the fact that their users were constantly in touch with their IT department, asking their IT manager and other staff to run certain reports, to perform certain analyses, etc. Generally speaking, Toyo, Inc. had no way to automate the process of exception management. Now, I'd like to drop down toward the lower part of this slide and talk about the two ROI benefits. Toyo, Inc., by virtue of automating certain processes such as invoicing and collections, etc., were able to quantify a savings of over 100 person-hours each month. And beyond that, just the process of automating their collections process yielded Toyo, Inc. an increase in monthly receivables of roughly $11,000. So having said that, let's take a look at how KnowledgeSync is priced and licensed. First of all, KnowledgeSync is not licensed per user. It doesn't matter how many application users you have, nor does it matter how many people you wish to notify. Let's start off up at the top of this slide. Let's say that you want to monitor a single business application that you own, such as an ERP solution. This could also apply to a CRM solution, or for that matter, even an HR solution. With KnowledgeSync, you can monitor a single application for an unlimited number of conditions and trigger alerts to as many people as you want, not only people within your organization, but even external customers, prospects, suppliers, and the like. And you want to deliver those alerts via any communications method, such as email, fax, instant message, social network, instant message, or screen pop, or even web dashboard. You would be looking at a one-time purchase price of just under $1,800. Now, to that, there is an annual maintenance and support contract, and that is an additional $399. You do have 3 additional options to choose from. Perhaps, yes, you want to monitor your ERP solution, but you've also got a sales or CRM application that you'd also like to be able to monitor. In order to monitor that additional application, that CRM application is an additional $17.99. However, once you reach 4 applications being monitored, you automatically get what we call our unlimited connection license, enabling you to monitor every single business application that you own today or ever will own. The 2 additional options are, number 1, a very popular module referred to as our Reports module. This is the ability to configure KnowledgeSync to automatically trigger, generate, and deliver an unlimited number of analytical reports, such as an AR aging, stock status, etc., as well as the ability to automatically generate and deliver forms and documents, such as invoices, statements, picking lists, dunning notices, etc. And this Reports module also includes the ability to trigger graphic alerts, bar charts, pie charts, line charts, and the like. This module is a one-time cost of just under $1,000. And that same price for an additional $1,000 is what we refer to as our Workflow or Actions module, the ability to configure KnowledgeSync to automatically trigger updates back into the business applications you're using. And the example I gave earlier was the ability to automatically put a customer on credit hold if KnowledgeSync determines that they are severely past due. So with that, I'd like to just wrap up this presentation with 2 final slides. Number 1, we strongly encourage you to visit our website. And that website is www.vineyardsoft.com. From here, you can get additional information about the KnowledgeSync product. Most importantly, you can download and try out KnowledgeSync for yourself. It is the live shipping software. It will run for 30 days, starting on the date that you first go into the application. And you have access and free access to our technical support department. So should you need any assistance or run into any problems or questions as evaluating KnowledgeSync, our tech support staff will be more than happy to help you. If you wish to speak with someone at VineyardSoft, you can use the phone number up at the top of the current slide. And as I mentioned earlier, all technical support for users of the KnowledgeSync technology are provided direct from VineyardSoft Corporation. We also certainly encourage you to work through your current business partner. As with over 1,000 partners worldwide, VineyardSoft has a number of authorized and certified partners who can help you with your implementation. With that, I'd like to conclude this session. Again, my name is Don Farber with VineyardSoft Corporation. I would like to thank you very much for taking the time to learn more about the KnowledgeSync Alerts and Workflow solution, and we do look forward to working with you. Thanks very much.